Right, so this is these are the codes that I've already uploaded to the LMS as well as the class notebook. Right, so you'll be able to see these codes, and as far as my testing is concerned, they work fine, but you can go ahead and try it out and test out just in case it doesn't work the way it did in my case, right? But what I'm gonna do here is we're just going to walk through the code one by one. It's really simple, right? So we have the normal things here, and we are just asking for the student to provide a number, to provide input, the first number, right? So we'll get that input, right? But before that, I've also indicated or declared variables 100, 10, and single for dividing the number into 3 parts, and then putting it out there in words format, right? So I put it in a loop because I want to keep on saying and asking the same questions to the user, and as long as the user does not supply -1, the code will go on and keep on doing what it has been doing, right? So the number you keyed in is, so this is with regards to the first output, so the number you keyed in is, and then we will have for the 100, right? So it's just divided by 100, and the 100 result, that number, that 100, will be sent to the 100 method. And you know what, let's have a look at the methods first, right? So there are 2 methods aside from the main method. One is result. Result is basically for 100 and single place values, right? So if it's a 0, there will be a 0. If it's a 1, 1 will be written ONE, 2 TWO, and so on until 9, right? I also put this, although having looked at it again, I am not sure whether this is useful or not, right? Because the code inside main pretty much has this particular exception handling, right? And then the next method is called 11 case. 11 case is for the 10 place value, right? Because we might have 11, 12, 13, and so on, and then 20 and so on, right? So if in the case that so I have 2, 20, 3, 30, and so on until 90, right? But at the same time, I also have 10, just in case it's 110 or 210 or 210, 310, whatever, right? So we have 10, and then 11, 12, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, when I put the 20 and so on, there is space. I put space because I'm expecting to have a single number, right? For example, 23, 20 something, whereas when I do 11 and so on, I do not have the space, right? So when I do the 0 and so on, I do the result, the same thing. I have a space because I'm expecting another word to appear after it. For example, that word can be 100, or so it can be 0, 100, or 100 or something, right? So there we got the 100 place value settled. Then we have a look at the 10 and single place values respectively, right? So in which case I've divided into 3 parts. One is if the modulus of the original number by 100, let's say for example it's 119 or 219 or something, so we modulus it by 100, we'll get a 19 or 17 or something like that. So if it's more than 19, that is to say that it can be 20, 21, 23 until 99, right? So we divide it further. We just take the original number, divide it by 10, right? And then modulus 10, so that we get that 10 place value, and then we take ORI and divide it by so there are 2 ways to do this. You can either do this, or you can also do this. You can also do it 10 divided by 10. That works too, right? And then we just send it to 11 case for the 10, and then result for single. So this is with regards to the you can say the regular numbers, 121, 133, and so on and so forth, right? Which is more than 19, right? And then if it's less than 10, meaning to say that if ORI is less than 10, less than 10 means there's a 0. It can be 109 or 709, meaning a number in 100 and then a 0 for the 10 base value, and then another number which is non-zero for the single base value, right? So it can be, for example, 109 or 307 or 98, whichever. So this is this particular case, in which case we just immediately send the single over, right, for the modulus 100. Right? So when it's modulus 100, because it's a 0 there, so we immediately actually submit that particular number, right? And last but not least is when the 10 is actually, it can be, for example, in 111 and whatnot. So for example, 211 or 317 or 518, etc. So here we're talking about, in terms of the place value for these last numbers aside from the 100, it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, meaning it's not this, it's less than, it's not more than 19, meaning it's 0 until 19, but we have already taken this out of consideration, meaning 0 until 10, right? So we're only taking care of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 19. So this is the exception handling, right? And then I just loop it, meaning to say that I ask the question again and then get the result again, and then go back to the start of the loop and then loop it again, do all of this all over again, right? So that's how this code works. There might be a better way of running this, but I'm just gonna run it once and see how it goes. For example, do something like this. About the only weakness is when you have 0, 100. So I'll just do something like this: 101. The number you key in is 101. For example, 121 or 112, 112, 121, 708. Right? We can also do something like this. Okay, it's 21, or I wonder if it works like this as well. 0, 105, right? So that is about the only weakness, meaning if there is no 100, it will be a 0, 100, because we set it back here to be 0, right? Oh, I wonder as well if it's, what if we have this 110, 120, 0. So this is another weakness. So maybe we should find a way of eliminating the 0 element, right? So maybe we can say something along the lines of, if divide by 100, you get a 0, then you don't send anything over to result for the 100 case. So there are a few weaknesses here in which we can do debugging, right? So other than that, it works fine. I can exit now, and so good luck and try it out.